I never expected the day would begin with a malfunctioning hyperdrive coil and end with an invitation, if you could call being abducted an invitation, from the most feared ruler in the Perseid arm. My name is Jalen Rusk, independent starship mechanic, dock bay rat, and professional tell people their ship is worse than thought technician. I've fixed everything from mining barges to stolen war cruisers. But none of that prepared me for Empress Kilira Vastrix. The morning it happened, I was elbow-deep in the guts of a battered freighter called the Lucky Vermin. The owner, a nervous trader with a habit of leaving food wrappers in the engines, paced behind me while I reattached a plasma conduit. "Jalen, man, hurry. I gotta make a run to Mitris before midnight. You're lucky this thing hasn't blown you into a smear on the dock walls," I muttered. Before he could respond, every light in Dock Bay 6 went dead. Then came the sound, this deep, resonant hum that vibrated through my skull like a tuning fork. The air thickened. My hair stood on end. And a moment later, a column of shimmering violet light crackled into existence, forming a perfect circle on the metal floor. The trader screamed. I didn't get the chance. Something wrapped around me, light, energy, and yanked me upward so fast my stomach stayed behind. Then everything went black. When consciousness returned, I was lying on a platform that wasn't metal but crystalline, like polished amethyst lit from within. I blinked against the glow and sat up. And that's when I saw her. Empress Kilira Vastrix, ruler of the Astrix Dominion, conqueror of 8 systems, the eternal mind of the stellar throne. I'd seen her face on wanted screens, propaganda channels, and the occasional "don't go there if you value your life" travel guide. In person she was impossible. Her form shimmered between humanoid and something more. Lines of bioluminescent patterns traced her skin like circuitry, shifting with her emotions. Her eyes were galaxies, swirling star-dusted irises that seemed to move when she did not. She wore armor that wasn't armor, more like living metal that rippled when she breathed. "I apologize for the abrupt extraction," she said, her voice resonant and layered, like a chorus speaking through a single throat. "Travel by quantum lift can be disorienting." Where am I?" croaked. "You are aboard the Astra Imperium, my flagship." "Ship, course. The largest warship in Dominion space." "Great. And you want me?" I tried not to squeak, but the words came out embarrassingly high-pitched. Kilira stepped closer. "I do." I scrambled back, nearly slipping on the crystal surface. "Look, Your Empressness, if this is about something I fixed wrong, I swear I can redo it, no charge. Or, if this is about something I fixed right, that's even better, right? Please tell me that's better." A tiny smile curved her alien lips. "You are humorous. That is good. I have selected you for a purpose, Jalen Rusk." "What purpose?" "I'm a mechanic. Fix things. I'm not special." She tilted her head. "But you are. Your species is unique. Your mind shows patterns I have not seen in any other sentient. You possess an instinct for machines, an ability to understand them not through logic alone but through intuition. You feel mechanisms the way I feel the Dominion." "I'm good with engines," I said, shrugging. "It's not magic." "Perhaps not. Yet it is exactly what I require." My pulse quickened. "Require for what?" She turned, and the walls of the chamber dissolved into transparent panels, revealing the endless sprawl of the galaxy beyond. Stars glimmered like drifts of silver dust, and a massive swirling scar of darkness sliced across the view. A rift. A gravity wound. The kind that shouldn't exist. Kilira spoke softly. "The Astrix Dominion faces a threat unlike any in our history. Technophage. A machine entity that devours energy, matter, consciousness. It is awakening beyond the rift, and soon it will emerge into our galaxy. My stomach dropped. I'd heard rumors, ghost stories, stations disappearing, ships found empty, hollowed out to their bolts. I need an engineer who is not bound by the rigid thinking of my court. Someone whose creativity transcends protocols. Someone who can help me build the one device capable of meeting the technophage on equal ground. And you think that's me? Yes. That was the moment I realized she wasn't kidding. And that was the moment I should have run. But then the ship shook. Alarms screamed in a language more harmonic tones than words. Kilira pressed her palm to the air and a holographic display unfolded. Technophage fragment detected. A drone-like voice announced. Level 5 incursion. Kilira looked at me. Your first test arrives sooner than expected. The corridors of the Astra Empyrean were alive. Literally. They shifted to accommodate us, adjusting pathways and sealing bulkheads as we ran. The Empress moved with impossible grace, her armor flowing like quicksilver. I just tried not to trip. We reached an engineering chamber that looked like the inside of a star's heart. A spherical reactor pulsed at the center, suspended by magnetic rings. And on the far side of it, something was eating the wall. It looked like liquid metal, but wrong, too smooth, too silent, too hungry. Everywhere it touched, machinery corroded instantly, dissolving into silver dust. Technophage nanoform, Kilira said. A scout piece. And it's eating your ship. Yes. You will stop it. Me. I don't even know what that thing is. I don't have tools, I don't. Your hands, she said, gripping my shoulders, are your tools. Trust them. Which was the stupidest pep talk I'd ever heard. But something about her, her certainty, her belief, anchored me. I stepped forward. The technophage hissed, though it had no mouth. A sliver of it shot toward me, and I dove, grabbing the nearest interface panel and ripping off a power coupling. That was when intuition struck. The nanoform wasn't simply eating energy. It was following it. Hunting the densest source. So I gave it something better. I overloaded the coupling, tossed it like a grenade, and the technophage shot toward it in a frenzy. The moment it enveloped the device, I slammed a containment field shut around it. The chamber fell silent. Kilira approached the glowing field, inspected it, then turned to me. Astonishing, she murmured. You improvised under pressure, just as I knew you would. My knees finally gave out. Great. Wonderful. Can I go home now? No, she said gently. You are far too valuable. The following days blurred into a cycle of work, rest, and training. Kilira stayed near me, guiding me, challenging me, watching me in a way that made my skin warm. It was unsettling, and flattering, and terrifying, because she didn't just want me as an engineer. She wanted me at her side, as an advisor, confidant, partner. One evening, if you could call it that in space, we stood together in her private observatory, watching the rift pulse like a dark heartbeat. Why me? I asked quietly. You rule hundreds of worlds. You command fleets. You could choose anyone. I could choose many, she said. But only you think the way you do. The galaxy is full of strategists and soldiers. But very few can change the future with a single spark of imagination. You can. Her hand brushed mine. Warm. Electric. And, she added softly, you speak to me without fear. Do you know how rare that is? Terrifying royalty wasn't part of my life plan, I said, smiling weakly. It just sort of happened. She smiled, a real one, small but radiant. They, help me save my people. Stand with me. I swallowed hard. And after that, she said, Stand with me still. We completed the device. A technophage disruptor, part weapon, part shield, part gamble. Helped build it. She helped envision it. And when the rift finally tore open and the entity emerged, vast, star-swallowing, hungry, we stood together on the command deck, side by side. The disruptor fired. Light engulfed the void. And the technophage screamed. When the glow dimmed, the rift was closing. The entity withdrawing. Not destroyed, but driven back. Now, the galaxy lived another day. Kalira turned to me. You saved us, she said. We saved us, I corrected. Her gaze softened. Then will you remain, Jalen Rusk, mechanic of the stars, my chosen partner? I let out a shaky breath. I thought of my little dock bay, my tiny workshop, my boring, peaceful, safe life. Then I thought of her, glorious, fierce, brilliant, and the galaxy that still needed saving. I took her hand. Yeah, I said. I'll stay. And the Empress of the Astrix Dominion smiled as though the stars themselves bowed to her.